What is up, race fans? Welcome back to the Race Companion, where it's our job to help you digest each individual round of the UCI Downhill World Series. This time we're coming in from Val Di Sole. What a race. This season is unbelievable. Jackson with the three-peat. This thing keeps getting better and better, and we are here for it, and we are playing fantasy to make it even more exciting. Before I hand over to our resident expert, Mr. Andrew Neethling, I want to say a massive thank you for this week's race supporter, GoPro, all right? And they have given away a GoPro HERO13 to the winner of this week's race, who I actually just emailed, who thought it was a scam. But no, it's real. We gave away a GoPro HERO13 courtesy of our friends at GoPro. Now, chances are you love biking and you love watching biking. Now, with GoPro, you can actually combine both things. You can watch yourself do biking, all right? It's a bit awkward at times, but it does make great content. If you'd like to learn more about GoPro, there is a link in the show description so you can learn more about all the products. You can get accessories. You don't have to get a HERO13, folks. You could get one of the older ones and save yourself a little bit of spondoolies. Either way, if you use the link in the show description, you are going to be helping support this, the Race Companion, and we really appreciate it. So without further ado, let me hand over to our expert, Mr. Andrew Neethling, to help break down Val Di Sole.
Welcome back, you crazy race fans. This is the Race Companion Fantasy League podcast, and I'm your host, Andrew Neethling. You may know me from Moving the Needle podcast, where I do a way deeper dive in these post-review shows. But let's jump into the Fantasy League post-race podcast from Val Di Sole, known as the Black Snake. What a beast of a track. Super dry, super hot. I know the riders are almost at the point where they might wish for some rain at the next round. Well, I think they're pretty glad they didn't get rain, because Val Di Sole in the rain is a little bit gnarlier than when it is in the dry. Even though, as you saw from the broadcast, if you watch, it was super beaten up. They had some new sections which were great, which then crossed back into some of the old sections. So tire choice was quite challenging, because you obviously wanted a tire that was going to cut into that sort of dark, loamy, dry soil. But there was obviously rocks underneath, roots, and then there was also hard pack sections. So let's jump straight into the race summary. If you guys tune into the broadcast, it's pretty hard to miss that run from Jackson Goldstone, commanding win by 2.4 seconds over Troy Brosnan. Now, Troy Brosnan bouncing back, getting on the podium for the first time this season. That was a committed Troy Brosnan. It was great to see. Thibaut de Prella, potentially the run of the day, depending on who you ask, losing that chain. Fourth, Dylan Maples. Now, he started on Commensal Makov as a fill-in rider for Amri Perron. And fitting is, technically, he's now filling in again, because Amri Perron was out injured. And he was ahead of his teammate Loris Verger, who was in fifth. Over in the women, Marine Cabru, no surprise, she has 1 year in the past, definitely. Did we pick her coming in? Maybe not. She's got off to a slower start than she would have wished, but this is her 10th World Cup victory. I mean, that is up there with the greats. She was ahead of Val Di Sole by 1.2 seconds. So Val Di Sole is sneaking back to old form, but hasn't won a World Cup in over a year. So with that potential and her resume, one could ask a few questions there, but I think she's sneakily getting close to where she wants to be. Monica Harsnick, we called it, folks, didn't we, in the pre-show? So if you went with me, man, it would have paid off. Qualified fastest and was able to back it up. She got third place in the finals, fourth with Gracie Hemstread. After winning those two in a row, people might say, oh, that's disappointing. She's in fourth. Great run by her still. Chase blew it, fulfilling some of that potential. She was in fifth. Now, standout runs. I already mentioned one standout run. De Prella, hands down. Anytime you lose a chain and you are still up there at the top pointy end of the field, I mean, it's incredible. We've obviously had famous runs from Gwyn at Leogang. The previous round, we've also had Nico Malele, who was in the booth. He's done a very good run without a chain. Now, what happens when you break a chain? Consciously and subconsciously, I think you are better with your braking. You're forced to brake way early in the turns and maximize the exit speed, because you don't have a pedal stroke from the chain to help you get back up to speed. So it sometimes sort of hides your errors. So De Prella, that crazy run, or shall I say, the crazy riding style he has. It's almost like a blessing for him to lose this chain, because he was forced to be very smart, to break early. And I mean, without that one mistake he had in the middle, I mean, he could have won the race. So that was incredible to see. But we shouldn't gloss over Antoine Perron, brother of Amri. So Amri was out with a crash. He was second at the fourth split. He could have won the race. And then he come unstuck with a punch. I mean, that one's going to be hard to stomach, but I hope what he does is he takes confidence that he is right up there and should be up there. In the women, my standout run is obviously Monica. Qualifying fastest, there's so much pressure going last, being at the top of the hill, it's super quiet. I mean, I haven't qualified fastest, but I've qualified very high up, and I can tell you the pressure is heavy at the top when it's so quiet. You're the last few people up at the top. You just want to have a clean, fast run. And she backed it up. I think that's going to feel like a win for her. And she got close to taking that 100K belt prize as well. What were the big moments from the race? Well, we mentioned some of the standout runs, but I think the big moments were the unfortunate crashes. Amri Perron out with a broken collarbone, crashing right in front of his dad. So that's emotional. He's out. I mean, another season in the last 4 or 5 seasons. I mean, I think he's had more injury-stricken seasons than clean ones. And then poor Anna Newkirk is also out injured, so she'll miss some races. Finn had the craziest crash to not get injured. So it just shows you how committed, how fast these riders are going. There were other guys. Ollie Davis, I know, crashed out with a scaphoid injury. Lockie Stevens McNabb, apparently he's okay, but also ran, of course, had a crash. So he was on my team. So yeah, I'm having no luck, am I? How'd the course ride versus how we expected it to ride? I think pretty much similar. It was always going to be a beast. It was going to be challenging. Lines develop, they come, they go. And as you saw, you needed to be precise to carry obviously good speed in some of those bumpy sections, but you couldn't just be precise. You had to be so committed. You had to risk it. And that's how Jackson won that race. So great to see another hot, dry, dusty track. I think the riders almost are wishing for a little bit of rain, maybe slow down these tracks a bit. Let's jump into the fantasy results. Now, the winners, the losers, who's moving up, who's moving down? Well, winner of this round was CHUPAKABRA. So good job to you. You'll have a prize coming your way. As far as the overall, we've got some movers and shakers. I don't even know how to pronounce this, as per usual. Slonkyu with 4,268 points. You are leading the series. I know how to spell this. I know how to pronounce this. Sketchy_sketch. Good for you. 4159. So it's heating up. Yeah, in third is Baggy. We've seen that name before. Darren Wilcox in fourth. Wardy 1990. You're in fifth. Lucas in sixth. Julian G. You're in seventh. How cool is that? No surprise, Canyon Collective Factory Team was your best team results, with Marine winning that run. We should actually speak about Marine. I'm really, really impressed. You know, changing teams, working with Fabian, you know, it brings a bit of pressure. You want to deliver for that new team. So good for her being patient, coming now into the fourth round, going away with that win. Second place in the teams of Santa Cruz Syndicate, YT Mob in third, Commonsol Makov in fourth, even though they lost Amri Jackson. Most picked riders, no surprise again, Jackson Goldstone. Tani Seagrave, she had great splits midway down, unfortunately came unstuck. Gracie Hemstreet, and then fourth most picked rider was Loic Bruni. Hattie Harden, the fifth most picked. I like that pick. Now, what about my picks? Let me go. I don't even know if I want to admit some of this. Well, Tani Seagrave, unlucky. She was second at the second split. Lockie Stevens, I don't know. I might have to bench the poor guy. He's got so much potential. Didn't do too well. Hattie Harden, pretty good showing. Benoit Coulonge getting unlucky again. Loic Bruni, solid. You know, not too bad as far as my picks go. But I'm your guy bringing some of the results, but definitely at the top of the leaderboard. My sleeper picks, I don't know if I'm jinxing these poor guys. Danny, Laurie, oh dear, just didn't perform the way we hoped, but Monica did. We called it, folks. We definitely did. So that feels good. It's so tough calling these races, you know. So guys, don't forget, there's always time to head to the Race Companion to set your team, play for prizes in the Global League, and even create a league of yourselves and share it with mates. Now, there is a prize for each and every race, so be sure to hang around and hear what that is. And if you enjoy this content, make sure you go check a way more in-depth one at Moving the Needle podcast on YouTube, in your audio platforms that you enjoy listening on, or see me on Instagram under Moving the Needle or Andrew Neethling. Guys, until the next race, keep that rubber side down.
All right, folks, that's a wrap on Val Di Sole post-race show with Andrew Neethling. Once again, all the info, all the insights, all the knowledge to help you prepare for playing fantasy and win epic prizes like this, the GoPro HERO13 Black Edition. If you'd like one of these and you want to help support the show, then you know what to do. Just click the link in the show description. That'll take you straight to GoPro.com, where you can get yourself accessories, you can get yourself a new camera, or you can just have a browse around and have camera envy. It's totally up to you. We would also love for you to follow us at the Race Companion on socials, and of course sign up to the newsletter, because that's how you're going to find out about more offers. You're going to find out little tips and tricks, and we'll just keep you better in the loop over there. We really appreciate you supporting this venture of ours, the Race Companion. We're a small team, we're having fun building it, and it's wouldn't be possible without people like you playing along. So really, it does mean a lot, and big thanks. And again, big thanks to GoPro and all the people that have helped support the podcast and the race series so far. All right, I'm going to go unbox this, because I won one, kind of, a while ago, but I haven't managed to use it yet. Bad me. Cheers.